If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We say that all the time, but understandably, it's tough to hear critical cliches when you're like 80 meters underground. And Spelunker HD for the PlayStation 3 seems to prove it. Now, to be fair, there are lots of things about Spelunker that could have been fixed. Released to arcades in 1985 and ported to the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1987, Spelunker was notorious for its finicky gameplay. Falling a mere pixel too far or jumping a centimeter too long results in death. And your character has no momentum when running off a ledge either. You just fall straight down, and therefore you die. Now, some may consider things like that old-school quirks, but they really do make Spelunker, which is otherwise a great platformer, much more difficult to play than it should be. So obviously, if you're gonna revive Spelunker with an HD remake, if you're gonna update the game for modern audiences, there's a whole list of things that could be improved. But unfortunately, it seems the developers were focused solely on giving this game a fresh coat of HD paint, instead of fixing the problems under the hood. To me, the most disappointing thing about Spelunker HD is that it doesn't address the cheap death so characteristic of the original Spelunker. Again, it seems they were considered an indispensable retro quirk, but to me, they're not. They're flaws that could have and should have been addressed for this new version. I mean, come on, there's a difference between challenging and cheap. There's nothing challenging about getting stuck on a ladder and dying. But not only does Spelunker HD not fix what was broken, but it tries to fix things that weren't. The HD part of the title is really what this game's all about, giving an HD makeover to a pixelated classic. But the thing is, it doesn't at all make the game look better. It's kind of like plastic surgery. It's supposed to be an improvement, but it's a bit too awkward looking and stiff to be considered an improvement. Fortunately, you can play the game with retro graphics instead, and that's the best way to play Spelunker HD. There's 5 times as much charm and character in these pixels than their bland HD counterparts. Further proof that HD graphics don't mean a thing without a memorable art style. And unfortunately, Spelunker's is just too bland to warrant this unnecessary visual makeover. So the game keeps the cheap deaths and it looks ugly in HD, but to its credit, there are a couple of things that make Spelunker HD worth a look. The game includes 100 levels, and it also has some great multiplayer modes as well. They allow you to play either locally or with 5 players online, and of course those core Spelunker mechanics, minus the cheap deaths, are as fun today as they were in 1987. Spelunker was one of the earliest cave exploring games, and looking back on it, there are a lot of things about the game that were ahead of their time. But ironically, this HD remake feels behind its time. It's fitting that the old-school pixels are the best way to play Spelunker HD, a decent game that fixes what wasn't broken and ignores what was.